what you guys have been able to accomplish in this preseason and training camp, getting a few new faces in, just how ready do you feel for the start of the regular season?
I feel like we're ready. I think there's a lot of things we can still get better at, and I thought the preseason we didn't get a full, couple games to run our complete unit, but we still feel really confident in what we have in place. And we have enough in the playbook for Donte and Julius to all get acclimated kind of quickly, and we'll kind of build that out as the season goes on and let them kind of catch up to what we ultimately do. But ultimately, we're a defensive first team, so we'll hang our hat there as we always do, and everything will catch up.
Do you feel like this team is more kind of up to speed defensively or offensively, or are there more things you have to work on?
I think we need to work on both, honestly.
Yeah.
Defensively, I think guys have made individual strides on reading different situations and communicating, and we have a little bit of guys have a little bit more background on playoff experiences and different coverages and things like that. And so it came kind of first nature for some guys this year, and instead of having to teach it. And then offensively, kind of the same thing. We've learned a lot through the last couple of years, and guys are picking up from those certain instances in big games and applying it to little moments in our offensive sets and stuff like that. So I think we can still get better at a lot of things where we're not close to being who we think we are.
Coach was saying the ball movement in the offense was maybe a little ahead of where he thought it might be, but last year he kind of said the same thing, and then he started the season and it was a bit of a struggle. What's the challenge to carrying that over into the regular season this time around?
It's still the same challenge, is trying to not let the game take you over a little bit. I think we have a lot of guys who are capable of individually taking over games, and that can kind of clog the ball movement sometimes when guys get going. So, but I think everybody has had a great summer. I thought Ant, in particular, has done a great job of when he doesn't have the ball, cutting without the ball, screening for guys. I think he picked up a lot from the Olympic experience. So when your main guy's doing that, I think a lot of guys are going to follow.
How do you think clutch time offense is going to be different this year? Or what are some of the things that you guys are doing to try to improve in that area?
I think one is be more definitive on what we are trying to accomplish on each play. Not be so open-ended. Don't try to run too many things that have 3, 4, 5 different options. Just try to get to whoever we're trying to get the ball to and get to that spot and score it. I think Ant's going to be really big with that. Julius, once we get to know him a little bit better, spots where he likes to get the ball, and whether it's a two-man game with me and Rudy or whoever's on the court at the time, Jaden, just trying to pick and choose matchups we have during those games and not turn the ball over and get shots at.
What's been the biggest adjustment working Julius in at the offensive end? What's different this year than maybe we saw with Cat last year and the years before?
Well, they're just two different players, so it's that's the biggest difference is, Cat is pretty much a spacer and can spaces all the way out to the 4-point line a lot of times. And Julius likes to work within the paint. He likes to drive and take the rebounds and push it, and so you got to kind of get used to your big guy bringing the ball up and making plays, and us guards running to the corner and kind of letting him do that and giving him that freedom. So we've had to kind of step to the side a few times and kind of push him in different spots so that he understands his spacing for us, and that's been the kind of the learning curve so far.
Question about Rob: is his quickness elite? Do you think? Does he have elite quickness? I mean, there's obviously a lot to go with his game. He's young and everything, but that quickness part of it, does he have that? Is that at a pretty elite level? Yeah,
he has multiple gears with his quickness. His ability to stop, on a dime, I think is the big key for it. And not a lot of players can put that much force into a movement and stop and keep moving like he does. And we just keep talking him through it. Like, man, keep using that, keep using your speed. He'll get stronger. I think guys are just trying to be physical and get up onto him. But he's doing a good job of using his quickness, and he's tough to stay in front of.
Mike, what do you learn from Julius, just being around him as a guy and like his kind of goals, mindset coming in to this opportunity?
From day one, it's kind of like a no-nonsense kind of guy. He's about winning. He's about getting the job done, however that may be. So I think that adds a level of toughness to our team. Very goal-oriented person. You know, he wants to achieve a lot, and you can just feel it when he's out on the court. He wants to be physical. He wants to be the aggressor, and we love that. I know Ant loves it. I know a lot of guys really, you know, kind of really, I guess, flow towards that type of attitude, and you know, he's going to be a big key for us in the way we set our tone for the season.
Mike, we saw you at the Lynx game last night. What was your impressions of just, you know, the product of their game in the finals, the fans, and also I think we caught you doing a little dance with Courtney Williams' dad. Any comments on that either?
Yeah. I lost my voice a little bit last night, but I had a great time. No, it was unbelievable to watch such high-level basketball. Honestly, to be able to, you know, watch it from my standpoint, just watching the plays they were running, you know, how hard they're playing. You know, every moment was a bigger moment as the game went on, and they all made plays when it mattered. And sitting next to Courtney's dad was crazy all game. He was like jumping up, high-fiving me, sitting next to me. And then when they started dancing, I kind of got caught up into the mix and joined in.
How much does playing offense with somebody like Donte, I don't know, excite you for this upcoming season? Just what that opens up for everything you guys can do?
Yeah, Donte's a phenomenal player. I think what he does is, you know, he's a guy. He's truly an all-around player. One of those guys who move without the basketball, can handle the ball, makes the right read, you know, 100% of the time. And those guys are really easy to play with. You know, you pass it to him, and you know that if you cut, you're gonna get the ball back. You know, if you get to your spot, you're gonna get the ball back. You know, if he comes up a pin down, he's going to shoot it. If he's open, you know, he's just going to make the right read. And defensively, I think he's a very underrated defender. I think he's really good. And I think that's the most exciting part is he just makes our defense that much better.
I really like seeing quote-unquote role players that really do kind of just like play their role so well that it almost becomes like a fringe star player.
Yeah, it says a lot. The role player, you know, is I think just as important as the star role, and people overlook that a lot. But a lot of the great teams that win, they have that star that's a role player that you would want on every team, and you would trade people for that guy, you know, just because he's one of those guys that can help you know, build your team up and lead you to, you know, where you want to get to. So he's special. We got a lot of guys that are like that, and we're hopeful that we'll just keep building around, you know, having those role guys, you know, around Ant and Jaden, Julius and Rudy and those guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.